Todrick Hall is responding to the backlash their new show, The Real Friends of WeHo, is receiving. And apparently, you guys are very upset about MTV cutting your show, Drag Race, that used to be 90 minutes, to insert The Real Friends of WeHo, that you've started a petition that has reached almost 35,000 signatures. We've got to talk about this mess, and we got to do another story time because Todrick's response is pretty long. So let's talk about it.
Baby, baby, won't you listen to me? I got that flavor. I know you're dying to feed. I ain't no dancer, just got some hip in my feet. Now throw your hands up. Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse. You make a fire. I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead. Just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat up to get this cool.
Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So as you know, Todrick Hall has been receiving for years. If we go all the way back to when Todrick Hall was on American Idol, stories of him not paying his staff or his dancers have existed before Todrick Hall blew up, okay? These stories existed from those days. He did a recent interview, I believe it was with, either it was with GLAAD or with Out magazine, where they were interviewing the cast of The Real Friends of WeHo, and he was talking about the backlash and some of the things that he's experienced.
Truthful that is, but it was an interesting statement because I think that there's a part of us that wants to see other people be represented and doesn't want to see ourselves be represented in this specific light. And I think that's an interesting conversation that we need to have because male queer ensemble shows have existed before, and universally they have not been embraced by the community that they're intended to entertain. So I don't know, I hope that our show breaks that mold and at the very least creates a conversation where people talk about why it is that there is negativity from within our own community.
Thank you for that.
I think that for years I have just kept my head down and not addressed drama or controversy or allegations because it's a very deep rabbit hole. And I think ultimately, people seeing that I'm an unsigned artist, I don't have a record label, and I have to move and navigate as if I do have them. I think that being a gay artist is very difficult. Being a gay artist of color is very, very difficult. And anybody who makes it to a certain level where people know who they are should be applauded, in my opinion, for having to jump over the hurdles that they had to jump over to get to where they are. I'm very, very proud of the 700 videos that I've self-produced. I take on every single responsibility for any bills that were late being paid or things that I had difficulty learning in my process because it is not normal for somebody to be their own producer, their own record label, their own manager, their own publicist, their own everything. But that's what I had to do because people weren't signing queer people. That's why there's a serious lack of queer artists that are out there in the mainstream. So I'm very proud of what I've done. I'm willing to take accountability for the mistakes that I've made, and I'm glad that this show is giving me a huge platform to be able to do that.
Because he is an independent artist, a Black gay artist, you know, he runs all of his situations, and then maybe that's why sometimes things don't end up being paid or done. Okay, all right. But this is years of Todrick creating content. And I always say this, Todrick's content that we've seen is other level. The guy is talented. I'm never going to take that away from him. But at this point, Todrick, you've made quite a good amount of money. And I understand you want to create these big experiences. However, you're going to find yourself in a lawsuit and you're not going to be able to do any of those things because you're not taking care of the business side of things. I know you're a creative and you're sensitive about your ish, but you got to take care of your bills first so you can keep being creative. All right, I already went on a tangent. All right, so last week, a lot of us were talking about, I spoke about this on our Tuesday Takeover, this new MTV show called The Real Friends of WeHo, following these people, some of these folks you know and love, these openly gay men that are, I think, friends. I ain't never seen these people hang out before, but I don't really check for some of these people, so it could be that. So we saw the trailer, and a lot of you were like, what the? And I have to say, I'm not blaming the guys. It's whoever did the editing for that trailer, because it didn't highlight them in the best light or made the show seem interesting. But a lot of people were giving the show backlash because Todrick Hall was a part of it. And this is where, in reality TV, yes, some people like villains and you want to have a villain in there that people are going to gravitate to. But here's where they went wrong. People like villains that they like to watch. Todrick Hall, apparently, if he's not singing and doing what he does on his YouTube channel, people are not interested, especially after Celebrity Big Brother and his antics on Celebrity Big Brother, or after he lost Celebrity Big Brother. All right. So we got the trailer for that. People were like, and I said I was going to at least watch one episode, but I completely forgot. All right. And I have to say, MTV set them up pretty nice for them to air the Real Friends of WeHo after Drag Race. And I'm not a Drag Race watcher. I know, take my gay card away. Is it too late to get into it? It's a lot. But I hear it's a good show. I like a competition show. I'm watching The Traitors right now and I'm loving it. So they set this show up to succeed, because that show gets a lot of viewers. It's won multiple Emmys. It does very well. So it set the show up to do very well. However, I haven't seen the official ratings for The Real Friends of WeHo, but the ratings on other platforms like the Rotten Tomatoes are not good. Google schmoogle it. We're not going to get into it. We have a lot to talk about. Okay, so they set them up nice, but they cut RuPaul's Drag Race that used to be 90 minutes and only made it 60 minutes. Ew, why would they do that? I'm just saying, your most successful show, why would you cut that? All right. So apparently you guys did not like that. You did not like that so much so that you launched a change.org petition. And we've talked about these change.org petitions. Do they really have any effect? A lot of you said no. But this might, because this one has almost garnered 35,000 signatures. And I know you're thinking, Kempire, where is the petition? We want to sign it. I'll post it in the description of this video, not because I'm encouraging you to sign it, but because what do we do here? We cite our sources. Okay, quickly, I'll read what this petition is saying. So this petition at this hour, it's almost 30,000 signatures, all right? Brandon Wu started the petition. So Brandon writes this. I know this is probably petty. Oh, you're ready. When you start out that way. Brandon says, I know this is probably petty, but MTV and WOW Presents, we would like RuPaul's Drag Race to return to 90-minute episodes. RuPaul Drag Race must be really good for you guys to want the show to be an hour and a half. It must be good. The 90-minute format was unique to any other reality competition show where we actually have context for the content of episodes. Okay. I like it. Okay, Brandon. Also, we really don't want... I feel like Regina Hall at the Golden Globes. Can't believe what I'm reading. I'm really reading this for the first time, y'all. Also, we really don't want The Real Friends of WeHo to air. Given Todrick Hall's problematic behavior last year, this is just him citing last year. His problematic behavior last year on Celebrity Big Brother, it's irresponsible to give him a platform he doesn't deserve. Damn. And he refuses to take accountability. So we asked politely, only he asked politely, and aggressively, damn, to allow Drag Race to have the 90 minutes fans deserve. I'm just surprised that they would even cut Drag Race because it's such a popular show. It's must-see TV for the gays and not just the gays. Everyone's watching this. The girls are watching it too. Just saying. I'm not watching. Okay, all right. How's the season going? And that's how Brandon ends the petition, and all of you have been signing it. Again, I'll cite my sources in the description. All right. So, only reason why I knew about this petition, and Todrick, you're not doing them any favors by giving them energy, because Todrick over the weekend has been posting about, he did a Mean Girls skit about, everyone slamming him, for not paying dancers. And then he did this. Oh my goodness, guys, we're going to go through it because it's worth me mentioning everything that he says. Also, I want to give his side. So he posted a handwritten letter, open letter on his social media. All right. Shout out to our friends over at Pot Crave that gathered this for us. All right. So he writes, "Dear friends, family, and fans, tonight a show I'm a part of, the Real Friends of WeHo, premieres on MTV. It's very nice handwriting. Okay. This is very bittersweet for me because while I am very proud of the work we all did, I have to mentally prepare myself for the insane influx of hate that comes my way. It's extremely difficult to stay grounded and remember that most of the people spewing hate don't personally know me or see me as human. When our LGBT plus show was announced, you'd think any pushback would have come from the church or conservatives upset with 3 hours of queer programming on a major network. But a closer look would show you that the call was coming from inside the house. Sorry. We fight for acceptance, yet we don't accept our own. We fight for representation, then fight against it when we get it, because it doesn't come in the form we hoped. So here are my thoughts going into the night and this new chapter of my life. For the first time ever, MTV has 3 consecutive hours of queer representation, and the gays are creating petitions to get a queer show taken off the air instead of focusing on the other 165 hours of the week when representation is either lacking or non-existent. MTV would not ask RuPaul to cut his or her Emmy Award-winning hit on its 15th season to accommodate our little 6 episodes. These decisions are made months in advance, and even after our 6 weeks are up, you won't be getting 90-minute episodes. Why? I wonder why. Are the ratings not rating? You guys let me know, because I don't really know. He says, let's practice FAQ, frequently asked questions, checking things before we start creating petitions against shows that are giving queer people on or off camera job opportunities, meaning the people behind the scenes. Buckle up, y'all. He's not done. Being queer is still hard in 2023, and trying to be a public figure in that space adds more difficulty. Mental health is a very real thing, even for celebs. I challenge to search my name on Twitter, Reddit, TikTok, and imagine your name or a loved one's name in place of mine. We are quick to post about mental health when someone is pushed to the point of taking their own life. Let's normalize being empathetic when we see bullying happening, because breaking points exist for everyone. I'm going to take a little break. Todrick, I get it. Here on our platform, we don't encourage people harassing or belittling or doing what you're saying that people are doing to you. And I understand the internet can be cruel, okay? However, what you're pointing out, I just want to point out something. If people do not get paid, it can lead them to do things that they don't want to do. And that could be taking jobs or doing jobs that they don't want to do because they did not receive the payment that they worked so hard for. Just want to point that part out. So he continues. He says, I am an unsigned gay black man who moved to Hollywood in survival mode, green and excited to make something of myself. I have made 696 videos to date. If on average each video only had 25 people in them, which there are usually more, I would now have worked with and collabed with 17,400 people. I have made a ton of mistakes. I'm human. I've apologized and learned from those mistakes. I don't remember an apology, but okay. Maybe it wasn't a public apology. Maybe it was a direct apology. Okay. But I am proud of myself for the hard work. And while other people are talking, I have been touring. Okay. All right. I have been touring the world, paying and hiring queer people, putting money in their pockets of a queer people of color, and giving them a platform to share their stories. Okay. And I'm giving him a platform to share his side. He says, I own my home. You remember, we did several stories talking about Todrick Hall being brought to court by his landlord saying that he has not paid rent. However, we did mention in those videos, maybe he had a situation where he set up a rent to buy. We have yet to hear confirmation of that. We'll keep reading. He says, I own my home. I would never lie to fans about that. He did a whole video talking about his dream home. And I was happy for him then too. I was like, I know he hasn't paid people in the past, but look how far he's come. He's bought this beautiful home. And then we had this story come out. He says, I own my home. I would never lie to fans about that. It was a huge accomplishment that wouldn't have been possible without your support through the years. I was renting and purchasing simultaneously, but now she's all mine. That's all I can say. I can legally say.
Girl. This girl is delusional.
He continues and he says, I love my dancers. I was a dancer only my entire career until 2010. I have never not paid a dancer I promise payment to ever. Okay. If a dancer has done gigs or videos without pay, it was discussed before they ever stepped foot into rehearsal. You already know all those dancers are going to be coming out soon. All right. Okay, sidebar. All right, well, I'll mention this after this. So he continued, and this is the final one. I know you're ready to go eat whatever. You should have a snack already. Okay. I'm the one not eating. You know how I get. He says, I apologize to anyone I have offended, pissed off, or burned over the past decade since I've been in LA. I take the comments, even the nasty ones, and try to find constructive criticism in them, use it, and learn from it. I love singing and dancing and being creative, and I don't think I'll ever stop. Thank you for standing by me and supporting me. Love always, Todrick Hall, a work in progress. Look, and I hope that you really are Todrick. I really do. I really, really do. But about the house situation, look, if you are finally buying the house, fantastic. I kind of wish you would have been more transparent though, because this whole legal situation of you not paying rent coming out made that video that you made. I bought my first home, y'all. I think your fans would have appreciated knowing your struggle, that, you know what, I can't buy this outright, so I'm renting to pay. We need to normalize stop fronting on social media, okay? But honestly, I don't believe you. I do believe that you were renting. I think after this whole thing came out, you decided that's the story you're going to tell, and maybe that's what you decided with the owner. I'd like to buy the house. Maybe. We shall see. We'll continue following that story. But guys, have you watched The Real Friends of WeHo? What did you think of it? There was also backlash about one particular guy who has an OnlyFans that the 3 people from the cast refused to film with him. So basically he was cut out of the show. We also need to normalize sex workers. Come on. It's 2023. Was Todrick one of those people? Can we ask the man? Look. I know one of the people that are on the show said, it wasn't me. Okay, who was it? Who were the 3 people that didn't want to film with this man? Now, if he was trying to not do OnlyFans anymore, which is fine if he wanted to continue, but if he wanted to get out from doing that, you've just stopped one of his bags. I need to know. Can we find out, was Todrick one of those people? Because he likes to say that he's uplifting gay people, but yet he X'd this person out. I don't know. They said 3 people. We don't know who the 3 people were. I need to ask him. I'm going to find out, and there'll be a part 2. Guys, I want to know, if you watched the show, The Real Friends of WeHo, what did you think of it? How would you rate it from 1 to 10? And are you upset that Drag Race has been cut? Apparently, according to Todrick, they've cut this not because of their show. They've cut it because that was just the decision. That's how it's going to play out for the rest of the season. Are the ratings not rating for RuPaul's Drag Race anymore? Let's have that conversation in the comment section. Per usual, guys, as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.